City Fireside Chat with Dustin Plantholt, Crypto, Akon, Akoin, and John Karras, Akoin.
Check, check.
Well, what's going on, Akon?
What's up, Dustin?
Man, you know, I'm excited to be here with you because you are one of these individuals that is leading the charge in the world on education and also the opportunity that lies within this world of blockchain. And I'm truly excited to be here with you today.
No, thank you for having us, buddy. Appreciate it.
All right, so talk to us about what's going on in Africa and some of the things that you're working on.
Oh, man, where do we start? Well, currently in Africa, we're pretty much doing everything. But one of the biggest legacy plays for me is Akon City. And Akon City is a fully renewable, blockchain integrated city. And pretty much what we want and hope to be the standard of all living in the rest of the continent. You know, Africa's it's pretty much a flat white surface. We can practically do any and everything that we want to do there. All the capabilities there, all the resources and minerals are clearly there. And it's just a matter of just getting great minds to understand what that future looks like and develop Africa in a way that the rest of the world actually can't because they're already overly developed, where we can develop from scratch, starting from ground zero and build it up.
You know, I love that, but it also starts with the plan, right?
Right.
How do we execute? And we're sitting next to us now, I refer to as one of the smartest people I know in my circle, John. So John, let's talk about this idea. You know, when you and Akon came together to make a difference in the world, one that is generational, one that is multi-generational. How did this begin and then take us forward?
So all of the stuff we do starts with Akon's vision for what he wants to help elevate the continent of Africa and people generally. Biggest focus is on rising economies, and for us, a lot of passionate focus on Africa. Akon's from Senegal, and it's an amazing place, kind of the Switzerland of Africa, physically beautiful, furthest west point on the ocean. And so the concept of Akon City, first and foremost, Akon City, Senegal, is not a one-off, it's a prototype. There's been announcements of Akon City, Uganda. There are other announcements coming. Lots of governments, as they start seeing this rise from the ground, both the vision and the physical cities want it to come there too. So there's all kinds of other things. But Akon's vision has been very clear about cutting edge architecture, really unique, great new ways for people to live, surrounded by all of the important factors of life, a sports stadium, a hospital, both for teaching and research, as well as healing people. Large educational infrastructure, partnerships with major institutions from around the globe, from the US, from the UK, from Europe, from Asia, and all kinds of things beyond typical ways that we live. And again, using renewable energy, using the power of blockchain and IoT to come up with new innovative ways for people to have seamless living. But it all flows from Akon's vision and those first designs that were created by Akon and Hussein Bakri, our prototypical architect who's amazing out of Dubai, is a vision of the future that is coming to life, starting with Senegal and Uganda and many more announcements. And I don't know what he wants to add into the mix today, but it all flows from Akon. And when you look at the AkonCity.com site and you watch that video, you'll get a vision of a future that can be not just for Africa, but for the world. Yeah. It's really quite astounding.
You know, recently I had the opportunity on my show to interview the Queen of the Congo, Queen Diambi, and she told me of this world of Africa that I had never heard before. I mean, unfortunately, the mainstream media doesn't always paint Egypt or different parts of Africa, from Kenya to Nairobi, to be the place to go visit, to be the place to go see. And recently, having been to Egypt and have been there for 2 weeks. And by the way, I'm excited to announce that we have the Crypterns Leadership Summit in partnership here with Akoin. That'll be sometime in February. But now Egypt and throughout Africa, there's about 32 million people that are currently in the digital asset space. Right. But you're not focused on them, or are you?
Well, you know, I always believed that blockchains was going to save Africa, right? Africa, unfortunately, the infrastructures that was built just never was sustainable enough for it to grow. And then, unfortunately, because of all of the conflicts, there was a lot of corruption. So I always felt that blockchain will completely erase that. But as we were touring a couple years back talking about blockchain, it just became such a very complicated conversation when you're talking to non-coders and non-tech savvy people. So you have to speak in basic terms for people to really understand what that is. But as time starts to progress, crypto coming in more, people are starting to understand more about it. They're actually making money trading it. It's now becoming an easier conversation when you're talking about building an infrastructure built around blockchain. So I honestly do believe that the digital age is what's going to transform the future to become what it's supposed to be. But more than anything, the underdeveloped countries will have an advantage in the future because they're actually starting from an area where they can scale out earlier without having too many modifications.
Crypterns.com is a place to come and learn and educate. So I have to ask you on a personal level, you are one of the most busiest people out there that I know. You always have something going on. So how do you prioritize your life knowing that you have a long-term goal? How do you get yourself there? Talk about that.
Well, when I'm moving, I'm always thinking the long-term goal. So I'm moving towards what that future goal is. And I try to align everything that I'm doing towards that future goal. So it may seem like I'm multiply busy and doing so many different things at the same time. But when I do one thing, it actually touches on every other project because they're all parallel. So it actually makes super sense. When I'm doing music, it's pretty much marketing all the stuff that I'm doing on the business side. When I'm doing business, it's actually creating a whole infrastructure for, things that I'm doing, whether it's in, real estate or whether it's in crypto or, whether it's in marketing or whatever it is, everything kind of aligns itself to whereas one hand washes the other and both hand washes the face concept.
It sounds as if you put people around you that help to get you there. You rely on them, trust, and I know one of the people you rely on is John. So talk about the working with your team. I imagine that, the world of recruiting is not like it used to be. Finding quality people, because you are growing at an exponential rate.
Yeah, we're growing really fast.
So talk about that process.
So the real key is that people have to have the right spirit to be in our world. We're at the intersection of social impact and profitability. As you have each of those, they accelerate each other. The more impact, the more money comes towards you, the more chances to succeed and grow because people are rooting for you. The more profitability, the more you can scale. And so for Life with Akon, we build a lot of silos of great teams. It does take quite a bit of depth of thought, recruiting, and thinking about what kinds of people, and they all come from the same philosophical underpinning. We want to do well while also doing good. And you'd be surprised when you turn a business into a mission, how many great people come towards you. Absolutely. And that starts with that guy, so it makes my life a lot easier. As I said to him the other day when we were talking on Saturday, I said, or Friday, whatever it was, I get to be a Pied Piper going in your shadow because people want to come along with us. We're on a very clear path to make the world a better place, starting with Africa and in all kinds of things, not just in crypto and agriculture and mining and energy and smart cities, et cetera, content creation. We work in all silos from the same unified perspective of being at the intersection of social impact, doing well and doing good.
They say that leaders don't create more followers, they create more leaders.
Right.
And that's what I'm hearing. That's what's around you right now, Akon, is that all of those years, your 10,000 hours in each thing, that you are now in a place where you know how to bring in the right people because they are leaders that are looking for your leadership. And while we have about a minute left, and we're going to be talking a little bit about energy here in a few minutes, talk to us real quick about the Akoin itself and some of the use cases or the reward mechanisms.
Oh my goodness.
50 seconds?
You've got 49 seconds. I'm going to count it down. Reader's Digest.
But clearly, the key to my success has always been unity. Even when I go back to the music, collaborations is what made me get to where I'm going today. I always try to find one piece that collaborates with other piece to kind of pull it off together. When you're talking about Akoin, that's the same concept. It's one huge platform that gives you so many different tools to integrate. It's an integrational platform, straight utilizational cases. It's not one of those things where you just look and you expect it to go up or down. Every piece of this coin is being used by a basic everyday person for their basic everyday needs. You know, so we have a million type of utilizational cases, some that we'll go here. Actually, I'll let John cover that because that's his passion. He loves to tell you about all the utilizational cases that we put together. Go ahead, John, you can give them.
We have tons of them, especially as we move quickly towards DeFi along with our regular stuff. But what's happening?
So
right
I'm
now,
hearing that you're building an ecosystem around you.
we do. We have all kinds of things in many different areas, and we're in negative territory.
Akon,
here.
you tell me. You're the expert. Is that bad? It's like a negative 18 seconds and counting.
Nah, it's not bad.
All right, good. Let's just keep going.
When you get to a negative 1 minute, then you can shut up.
Long and short is we have lots and lots of use cases, and we're super excited about them. But people can track what we're doing at www.akoin.io. We have a lot of new things coming towards not only folks in Africa, but people globally in all those areas we talked about.
Right.
Energy, education, et cetera, including some time with the Crypterns, what we'll build out in the
There
summit.
you go.
So there it
The
is.
Crypterns.
The leaders of tomorrow can be
Leaders
brought
of
to
tomorrow.
us today.
And they're here today.
Yes,
the
they
leaders
are.
of tomorrow.
Yeah, we got a lot of great announcements that we'll be making while we're here. But don't remember, it's Akoin with a K, AKOIN.io.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate your time.
Yep.